Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times.
It ain't nowhere that I can't go. You see me, you see him, I'm like children in the flame though. It's because I follow him though. He the light to my feet, it's like flames what I follow. But let me stop for you heathos. I've been crossed many times, so yes I know the pain, yo. And forgive is where I ain't go. Told the brother get in line, giving shots like a needle. I've been sinning for real, murder, but I ain't killed for real. Shot for shot to seal the deal. Now I'm here to swallow the pill. Now I'm woozy, don't know how to act. Devil is mine, don't fully attack. My spirit to flesh had taken it back, and I ain't thinking about bringing it back. Tap, tap, I think I ain't hear it right. The Lord come like a thief at night, but I ain't believe the hype. Yeah, like Saul when I seen the night, but had me feeling like Paul when I found the light. Cap, 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 cap. You say you love your people, but that's cap, cap, cap. You swear you don't be lying, but that's cap, cap, cap. You say you did atonement, but that's cap, cap, cap. I say cap, 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 cap. You say you love your nation, but that's cap, cap, cap. You swear you done with envy, but that's cap, cap, cap. You say you did atonement, but that's cap, cap, cap. I say.
So Peter said, if a brother sin against me, he offends, he does something unlawful. Could have took your money, could have tail beared again, any of those types. How many times should I forgive? 7 times? Because 7 was a complete number. What did the matter?
Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
All right, shalom, y'all. Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. I'm your brother Jacob.
And I'm your brother Joab.
So, we bringing you tonight's Sabbath class, man. Just all praise to the Most High to be able to make it through the week, to be able to look up and realize we still here.
Yes.
Especially with all the stuff, the calamity and stuff that's going on. It hasn't touched us for the most part. But there's a lot of people that's not here, man. You got all these rappers dying. And then you got all these people falling out and having heart attacks at a young age. Mm-hmm. A lot of people thought we was crazy when we said, don't get that shot.
Exactly.
And I know for myself, I had that Delta strain of COVID. And that thing, man, had me like, I said, Most High, if you got something for me to still do here, then let me stay. If not.
Right.
That's how bad that thing was. And I survived it. Many of us survived it, but everybody didn't.
Right.
But we didn't take that shot. And now people just, they don't really want to say it. They're getting blood clots, stuff like that, and having heart attacks and dying. Mm-hmm. I even saw a 13-year-old had a heart attack and died. But, we're struggling, doing the best we can, man. So tonight, what we're looking at, give me the picture of the one, look, I guess it's a rendition of the Most High. Yeah. So this is what we're getting into tonight, because some people would say that this is a graven image.
Right.
They'll say this is a graven image. But there's some distinctions between what's a graven image and what's not a graven image. Give me the title of the class. That intro picture. So it's things like this. So I saw, and I've seen it plenty of times before. You have brothers that say any image is an idol or a graven image. And then you have like the Christians, especially white Christians, but black Christians too. They don't want to see an image of a black man. They hate themselves.
Right.
And any image they see, oh, that's idolatry too. Don't matter if it's black or if it's white, it's idolatry. Excuse me. And let me say this. If somebody, I don't give a damn what the image is. It could be your ID. If you take it and put it on the wall and you bow down and send prayers to it, that's idolatry.
Right.
You could take a tree limb, put it on the shelf and bow down to it. That's idolatry. So we're going into the scriptures and show what idolatry is, just to clear that up. It's not you taking a picture or you drawing a picture. That's not idolatry. Did you see this? This is a graven image. But the Lord said to create this. Do we bow down and worship it? No. So let's open up with Exodus. Well, no, let's open up with Ezekiel.
Okay.
Ezekiel 33 this time.
All right. Shalom, Most High in Christ, bless. Happy Sabbath. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die.
Now, when you, thou wicked man, the first commandment is you shall have no other gods before me. And the punishment for that is death. So if somebody is committing idolatry, they're supposed to be put to death. But go ahead, wicked man.
If thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right. So we have to go to our people, the 12 tribes scattered abroad, being called by many different names. I saw a brother today he said Mexicans are not Israelites. He said Jamaicans are not Israelites. Haitians are not Israelites. I wanted to say, bro, you just need to keep studying. We're scattered into every nation among all people. We cannot look at somebody and say for sure, you're not Israel. You do not want to do that under no circumstances.
Right.
Unless you are sure. You do not want to offend a little one. Because this person may believe.
See if they could dance before you judge.
Oh yeah, GMS will probably do that. Let me see you crip walk. Pick up at jump down to 18. Give me 18 and 19.
Okay. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 18. When the righteous turneth from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, he shall even die thereby. Verse 19. But if the wicked turn from his wickedness and do that which is lawful and right, he shall live thereby.
So if you don't repent, you're not getting the kingdom.
Right.
If you do repent, by all means, you will make the kingdom. So let's get into this idolatry. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. And we're going to, I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just funny. We're going to show you some images. Start at verse 3.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt
So
not.
hold on. So let me say this. So let's say you like dolphins. And you got a picture of dolphins on your wall. Is that idolatry? That's something that's in the sea.
The only thing, though, somebody might be worshiping the Miami Dolphins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, putting them before the Most High. I got the pictures all on.
Man, you know.
That's neither here nor there, though. I don't know if they, bowing down to it, but.
Might be bowing down to Dan Marino's 15-0 season.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Probably got a tattoo of him on their back or something.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Verse 4. You just read 4, right?
Yeah, verse 5.
Yeah, read it again.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Right. Here's the point. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
That's the point. You should not bow down to them, nor serve them. That's idolatry. Go ahead.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
So we always tell you, when you commit sin, you're showing hatred to the Most High. Especially if you bowing down to an image. Now, we talked about this before. This would be like you get you a wife, y'all conceive, have a child, that child is born, you take care of that child, you nurture that child, give it everything it needs, give it education and everything. And then that child comes of age and look at somebody else and say, you my daddy. How you gonna feel?
No, sir.
I've asked men that, men, they'd be like, yeah, I see what you're saying. And women, they be heated.
Yeah.
My child better not.
Right.
You know how they do.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it, but somebody might get fire smacked from them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real.
Yeah, those fighting words.
Oh, ain't no question.
That's how the Lord feel. We feel like you hate him when you do that.
Yeah. Dang.
Speaking of which, let's go to Jeremiah 2 real quick.
Okay.
Since it just popped up in my mind. Because the Lord said he's a jealous God. Would any of us, we would be jealous in the same type of situation.
Right.
You don't think the Lord have emotions like we have? Where do you think we get them from?
Man, that's what I just told somebody today. Like, so we just have the luxury of hating. Oh, I don't want to say hate is a strong word. I said, well, your Lord, your God hates too.
How do you feel if your wife step out on you? How do you feel inside? How does your spirit feel, right?
Bruh.
How does that feel?
I'm getting all warm and tingly in my chest thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
So imagine how the Most High feels, right?
Right.
And then on top of it, so like if she out playing the whore and everybody know it. And how does that brother feel? How do you feel? You feel stupid, don't you?
Yeah.
And betrayed.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody. How you think the Most High feel?
Right. It's embarrassing.
All the nations, his people are playing the harlot with all the other nations.
Right.
Serving their gods and ignoring him. How you think? Where you think that emotion come from?
Exactly.
Jeremiah 2 and start at 26. Okay. Why I keep saying it? Every time I go to a scripture, I knew I wanted 27 and 28, but now no, I gotta add 26 to it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse
Just
26.
like when a woman is caught in adultery, how she feel. That's how we supposed to feel. Like, damn.
Hold on. These women today,
Oh yeah, that's
they different.
Yeah.
They different. They feel ashamed and then it instantly goes away. And then the macho-ness comes out.
Yeah, because they immediately going to go. They're going to try to turn it around.
They're going to guilt
twist it
you.
and turn
Right.
around.
They're going to
try
guilt
guilt
you.
trip thing.
Right.
Ain't nobody trying to put up with that.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead. Verse 26, man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 26. As a thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed.
See? Yeah. Go ahead.
They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets.
We'll go to Ezekiel. The leaders were guilty of this too. Go ahead.
Saying to a stock,
That wooden idol. Go ahead.
thou art my father. And to a stone,
See what I'm saying?
damn,
Go ahead.
thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Okay, you want to serve wood?
Damn.
You want to serve stone? But I'm the one that brought you forth. You talking about somebody else brought you forth?
Yeah.
Let them save you in your calamity. Go ahead.
Verse 28. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
See?
For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
So in other words, every city got a daggone idol. They serving and worshiping idols. It's not just a picture. That's the whole point. Really, the picture is just to get you to come and see what the class is about. Now, back to Exodus 20. And give me verse. Pick back up at verse 20.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
Right, that ye sin not.
Verse 21. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold.
So don't try to make an image of me of silver or gold. And don't try to make other gods of silver and gold. Why? He told you when we first started in the chapter, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Don't you make you no images and then serve them. He's the living God. Why would you make an image and then take that thing and set it somewhere and then bow down to it, burn candles, sacrifices, drink offerings? Why would you do that stuff? Because you're going to find out that's what our people was doing. They was doing all these things to idols.
That's crazy because he talked to them. They heard his voice, which means you can talk back to him. Why create the image and then talk to it? That don't make any sense.
But when all around you, the other nations are doing
the
that.
same thing. We copy. God, we always want to be like the other nations.
Yup,
in everything.
always. Verse 23.
Verse 23. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. Verse 24. An altar of earth.
No, you good.
Okay.
We good. That's the point. So go to Deuteronomy 4. Now, before you go to 4, no, go ahead to 4.
Okay.
So, because the brother had come here and I was telling the brother, like, look, it's saying the same thing as Exodus 20. And as we read down, you'll see it's saying the exact same thing. Now, start at verse 14.
All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 14. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach your statutes and judgments that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire.
Right. So he's saying that the Lord did not allow you to see him at all so that you wouldn't make an image, because you're going to take that image and bow down to it and do all those things.
So that leaves that up to their
Deuteronomy
imagination. That's crazy.
Deuteronomy 4 and 14. We're going to go all the way down to 19. We'll go all the way down to 19. Say that again?
So by him doing that, they went off of their own vain imagination.
Yeah, you can see how the Lord is, everything is well thought out of. Contrary to Christian belief.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
Go ahead.
The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
See, so he is just going deeper into it, saying the same thing as Exodus 20. But he's saying don't take none of these things and make a graven image and bow down to those things. That's the point. Verse 19.
Right. Verse 19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun.
Hold on. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Unless thou see the sun, go ahead.
And the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them.
Now, why would he say that? Because the other nations was doing that.
Right.
Ancient Babylon.
Right.
They was doing that on the other side of the flood. And you know they were because of the curse of Ham, if you understand it, or the curse of Cush. They're the ones that bought that stuff from the old world. They're the ancient Babylonians. It's another thing we're discussing with the Jewish people. When you when you read in Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar and them, those were Cushites, Ethiopians. They're the same people. The Ethiopians are Cushites. They were in Babylon, which is modern day Iraq. They were there. Black folks was over there. When the Assyrians destroyed them, then they migrated over to modern day Ethiopia and South Africa.
You said they were dark?
No doubt.
Be careful. Kevin Hart got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Might cancel you.
Ottoman Turks.
Right.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I've never said this openly. So in my studies, when the Ottomans or the Arabs were in power, they loved Edomite women. So you had, you know how when you look at movies and you'll see that they had harems, and then they would have Jakes as eunuchs castrate you and make you watch over the harems.
Right.
So they loved Edomite women. That's why they so light over there. Them Arabs are so light. When them caliphates were in power, and the women that they were getting were Slavic women. The Russian, Ukrainian, those women over there, they're called Slav. That's where even the term slave comes from.
Hey, that makes sense.
Yes, that's why they so light over there.
Wow, Slavic slaves. Wow.
Yeah, go ahead. Start from the top
All right.
of verse 19.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole earth. Under the whole heaven, I'm sorry.
So they can do that, but we ordered not to worship, those idols.
Right.
But like I said, shouldest be driven to worship them and to serve them. Okay. Deuteronomy 7. I just want 2 verses. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I know why. No, we'll wait. We'll wait until we go to Jeremiah, because this is something specific. So give me Leviticus 23.
Okay.
So, Leviticus 23 is dealing with, matter of fact, give me verse 2.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
So he's just for somebody that's new, we're just reiterating, these are the Lord's feast days. Give me verse 37. That's the point I'm trying to make.
All right. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Holy convocations, days where you have holy gatherings. Go ahead.
To offer an offering made by fire.
So you're making an offering. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord. A burnt offering.
A burnt offering.
And a meat offering.
Meat offering.
A sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
And drink offering.
Drink offerings.
Everything upon his day.
Right. Now, also, you have, for the temple, you have the altar, the main altar, and then you had like an altar of incense, and you burn like frankincense and myrrh. The Lord loves their smell. So these things we're supposed to do for the Lord, you're going to find out we were doing them for other gods. Anything associated with that, that's worship. It's worship. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 14. One thing I can say is, you got a lot of brothers, and they be making some beautiful images of, depictions of the Most High, depictions of Christ, even depictions of our people, the Most High, Christ, the man, the woman, and the child. Right. And they be doing a beautiful job. Start at verse. Start at verse 7.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 7. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh.
Go ahead.
But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it, as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
It was called God.
God.
So we're not making images and saying, this is the Most High.
Right, right.
Hey, this is Christ. No, it's just it's
Right.
a picture of what he should look like, what he would represent. And why are we doing that? Because of that damn image we've been given of Caesar Borgia. It's all around the daggone earth. We got people that's, you go in their house and they got a little table with the Bible open and a picture of Caesar Borgia on top with some candles around that jank, and they burn it.
Oh, the praying hands. Oh man.
So it was, and because being corruptible, it was called God. Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
The Most High hate that thing. Whether he hate the image and he that made it.
Yeah, okay, not my Jesus.
Right. Go ahead, verse
10.
Yeah, verse 10.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
Right, they're going to be destroyed.
Right.
When the Lord come back, ain't going to be no idols on the earth.
Man, that one idol that bugs me.
You talking about Brazil?
Yes, I want to kick that joint over so bad.
I just want to. I want to be here. I want to see the Lord take care of that thing.
You see how huge that thing is, and it overlooked the land with his hands spread it out. And oh man, I hate that joint, boy. Push that joint over like Hercules or what is that?
No, that joint need to be blown up, man. Or nuke need to hit that joint.
That's a Edomite, not Hercules. My bad. Made up. Because in the creature of God, there are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
Yeah, they're a stumbling block. I mean, the whole of Christianity, because along with that image comes, doctrines. But
Brazil, maybe a rock will come hit his heel.
Yeah. A stone made without hands hit that jam.
Yeah.
At the feet. That'd be tight. That would be tight, man. I would love to see that, man.
Oh, that'd be. Oh, I get what you going.
Yeah, like that image.
Jacob
Daniel.
grabbed Esau's heel.
No, in Daniel, that stone hit the feet.
Oh, you talking about Nebuchadnezzar, the statue?
Yeah, the statue.
Got you.
Yeah, go ahead. Verse 12.
Verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning.
Nope.
Neither shall they be forever.
Nope.
For by
No, you good. They're not going to last.
Right.
They're not going to last. Now,
especially now when the Lord walked in the earth. It's no way possible.
Give me verse 15, man.
Okay. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man.
How are you a dead man and you're a god, but you're a god? It don't make no sense.
And
when you look at some of the stuff that people worship, man, it don't make no sense.
Right.
It doesn't.
And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
Dang. Go ahead.
Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings, whose men could not.
Hold on. So,
Okay.
so this graven image was worshipped. That's why we have a problem. Like we tell people, like, look, you don't see nothing about nobody calling the cross sacred or anything like that in the scriptures. That's something that came later.
Right.
And people do the same damn thing with the cross. That's why we say it's a graven image, because Christ got killed on that thing.
Right.
And then they take it, kiss it, put it on the wall, bow down to it, pray to it, burn candles to it.
Tattoo themselves.
Why?
Put tattoos on themselves. All of that.
Yep.
Right.
Why?
Some of the Jesus piece.
Same thing. Literally. That's where the crux of this class lies. People taking things and worshiping it. You got plenty of examples, and we're going to show you some of people worshiping things. But a picture where our people are doing a depiction of the Most High, Christ, the Israelite man, woman, those are not images. I've never seen, because brothers, we got one, a white Jesus. Is that an idol for us? No. We take that thing out the camp.
Right.
Then you got brothers that'll take an image of black Christ out the camp to show our people what he should look like instead of that white image. It's not idolatry, even though they get accused of it. Read now read 17.
Okay. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 17. Whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored.
Right. So he was there was a graven image that was worshipped, but then they made a counterfeit of his image. So they made many of them, and I guess they passed them out to the soldiers. Who is this here? It just said men who could not honor in his presence, because they dwelt afar off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from afar. So this is a counterfeit image of someone that was worshipped. Go ahead.
To the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man.
Honored as a man, but now he's a god.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a god, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny, did ascribe unto stones and stocks.
Stones and stocks.
The incommunicable name.
Right. Now drop down to verse 27.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be it in this chapter.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Right. All evil stem from that. Now, give me Hosea 3.
It's like the Abrahamic statement was passed that.
Yeah, they making little small idols.
Oh, like the little Buddha.
Well, yeah, like the little one. Who was it? Was it Rachel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rachel took her father's
idols.
I mean, they have. See, they made. What was the name of the movie? Gladiator. And he had the joint wrapped up. It was a little joint of him, his wife, and his kid.
Yeah.
That's how they had little miniature idols like that.
They had keychains.
They had keychains.
This is one Hosea.
Yeah, Hosea 3 and 4. Well, let me get there.
There you go. That was a short little chapter one.
Yeah, it is. Makes a great point, though.
Yeah.
I mean, but go ahead. Verse 4. Yeah.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3, and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image.
Without an image. We had images.
And without an ephod, and without teraphim.
But we did not bow down to those images. Well, we did. Well, we bowed down to other images.
Right.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Afterward shall the children of Israel return.
The children of Israel going to repent from idolatry. Go ahead.
And seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
In the latter days. We're in the latter days now. We returning. Like, oh, you was in Catholicism? Y'all was worshiping Mary? You was worshiping white man Jesus?
Right.
Oh, but you stopped. Oh, I get it. Now you're not worshiping those graven images, those idols in them churches.
Right.
Now, chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 11.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 11. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart.
What do you think that's talking about? It's talking about idolatry.
Right.
It taketh away whoredom and wine. Idolatry, doctrine, new wine, taketh away the heart. Meaning it's going to spoil your mind.
Right.
It's going to destroy your mind. Go ahead.
Verse 12. My people ask counsel at their stocks.
See that? So you're going to go and pray to an idol and ask it to help you or give me some advice.
Send me a sign.
You're going to take counsel with a graven image, an idol.
Damn.
Go ahead.
And their staff declareth unto them.
Mm-hmm.
For the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err.
Worshiping other gods, these fake gods. Go
And
ahead.
they have gone a whoring from under their God.
See, from under their God. Verse 13.
Verse 13. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills.
See? Sacrificing and burning incense.
Right.
That's why we went to Leviticus 23, just to show you what you're doing in worship. Go ahead.
Under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good.
Now, hold on. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills under oaks and poplars and elms. Remember in Isaiah 66? Behind one tree, eating swine's flesh.
Yep.
That's it's just showing what the tree is.
Therefore,
It's just you in idolatry. Go ahead.
therefore, your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery.
Yeah, Hosea 14. Hosea 14. And verse 1 and 2.
The book of Hosea, chapter 14 and verse 1. O Israel, return unto your Lord. Return unto the Lord thy God. For thou hast fallen by thine iniquity. Take with you words and turn to the Lord. Say unto him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips.
All right, so Israel is going to return. Now, you know you have Judah and you have Israel. What happened with Israel? Well, Israel was cast off because of idolatry, worshiping calves. You like when you read, what does it say? Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Some of you may already know. Must be first. 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 2. So those of you brothers that may like battling Christians or whatever, give me verse 1 and 2.
Okay.
So, you have the northern kingdom is spread over the place too. They're outcasts. You got some people that say they went to Africa. That's it. That don't make no damn sense. The Lord said He's gonna scatter you to the four corners. So you had Jews, and then you had what was called Gentiles, northern kingdom Israelites. They were, when you read in 1 Kings 12, and we're gonna read it, they were worshiping idols. So the Lord cast them off. Verse 1 and 2. 1 Corinthians 12.
Excuse me. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So who led them? Who led them to serve them dumb idols?
Other nations.
I was talking about Jeroboam.
Man, that dude right there, bro. right. Because they going to follow their king.
Right. Yeah. So now back to Hosea. Hosea 14. Now give me 8 and 9.
All right.
So they were led. The Lord cast them off because they were worshiping idols.
The book of Hosea, chapter 14 and verse 8. Ephraim shall say, what have I to do any more with idols? I have heard him and observed him. I am like a green fir tree. From me is thy fruit found.
Right. What have I to do anymore with idols? They're going to return. I'm like a green fir tree. Like planted by the rivers of water.
Verse 9. Who is wise, and he shall understand these things?
Mm-hmm.
Prudent, and he shall know them. For the ways of the Lord are right, and the just shall walk in them. But the transgressors shall fall therein.
Yeah, the transgressors are going to keep on worshiping idols.
Right.
Keep on following the other nations, and they're not going to return to the Lord. But we know a remnant is going to return. Let them see. Give me Baal. Give me that golden calf. Because this is what we were still had in our minds when we left out of Egypt. Yeah, when we left out of Egypt, that's what we were worshiping, the heifer Baal. Now, give me, I don't even know what I called it.
What's that company? Was it Merrill Lynch?
Oh, with the bull.
The bull?
Yeah, and they got the bull on Wall Street.
Yep.
The second Baal was like written on stone.
Yeah, give me that. So when we came out of Egypt, they made Baal the heifer, the golden calf, and then you had this right here. Now let me explain this. So there's on Mount Sinai, that whole thing, because of the heat from the chariot that the Lord was in.
Yeah, the top is
the top of that thing is granite now. But then you have these rocks with, I don't know what this is that's on them, that's burnt into them. But they were like that in the time when we came out of Egypt. Mm-hmm. This is at the bottom of the mountain right here. And they were making little golden calves. Oh. They were making depictions of calves. Wow. The Bible is a true book. Good. Now, these Edomites snuck over there. It's fenced off to keep people from going over there. Yep. But they snuck over there and took these pictures and did this stuff right here. They know all that, man. These people know our history, man.
Well, that was some good covert work right there, because
they
would have been found, they would have probably been shot dead.
Yeah, that's the Jordanian government, too.
Yeah. They consider that like holy land, period.
Yeah, they don't allow you over there.
No.
Now, Jeremiah 10.
That's crazy, because, man, my mom hit this tonight. Because it's crazy, because it said the same thing at the beginning of Obadiah, verse 2.
You know what? Before we go to Jeremiah 10, let's go to Baruch 6 first.
Okay.
Then come here. So there's a lie going around in the Christian community. So they will tell you that the Apocrypha is unauthoritative, and that, well, you can use the Apocrypha for history, but you don't need it for salvation. It's just ignorant. It's ignorant people that listen to our enemies' doctrine of the Bible. This stuff is important. So the epistle is called Baruch 6, but it's actually the epistle of Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremiah is a couple of times.
Oh, Baruch's name is mentioned.
Jeremiah 36. I'm
Gotcha.
sorry. Just
Gotcha.
just because I don't want anybody confused.
Right.
Jeremiah 36. In verse 4.
Ain't nothing wrong, man. Prove all things. But the book of Jeremiah, chapter 36 and verse 4. Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah.
Mm-hmm.
And Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord, which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book.
Now jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And Baruch, the son of Neriah, did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book of the words of the Lord in the Lord's house.
Now verse 10.
Verse 10. Then read Baruch in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, the scribe, in the higher court, at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people.
Right. So he did what he told him to do. Now, Baruch 6, the epistle of Jeremy. So he sent him back to Jerusalem to tell them this.
Right. We want to start at
Verse 1.
Got you. The epistle of Jeremy, chapter 6, start at verse 1.
Yeah, because
Okay. Verse 2. Because of the sins which ye have committed before God, ye shall be led away captives in Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians.
now, so Jeremiah was already there. So the Lord gave the word to him. He gave it to Baruch, told Baruch, go to Jerusalem and give it to the people. That's what this is. Go ahead.
Verse 3. So when ye be come unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence. Now shall you see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold.
So when you get to Babylon, you're going to see gods of silver and gold. You know what? This modern day Babylon.
Right.
When you look at Christmas, don't they take a daggone 60-foot, 50, 60, 70-foot tree and put it in Rockefeller Plaza.
Yep.
Just like they did in the time of Daniel. We're going to read that too. You're going to see gods of silver and gold. Which, what they do, they take a god of wood and put silver and gold on it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And of wood, borne upon shoulders.
Being carried.
Right. Which caused the nations to fear.
Why does it cause them to fear? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them, when ye see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping
them.
Verse 6. But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee. For mine angel is with you, and I myself caring for your souls.
Right. You can drop that. Now let's go to Jeremiah 10. You start at verse 1.
Okay. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
O house of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right, the heathen are dismayed at them.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Mm-hmm.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Now, so, you know, the Christians be like, this Jeremiah 10 is not talking about a Christmas tree.
How is it not?
It's not talking about a Christmas tree.
Right.
Christmas tree is just a new name.
Right, true that.
That's all. It's just a new name of the same idol worship. You cut the damn tree and you putting silver and gold on it.
You bringing it from outside to in your home, and
You bringing it outside and into your home, right?
Right.
Now Deuteronomy 7. We're going to come right back here.
Gotcha.
But now Deuteronomy 7, last two verses.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Because you said you're bringing it from outside into the house. Go ahead.
The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire.
That's that visitation we read earlier.
Right.
Visit the heathens' idols, the
Right.
Gentiles' idols. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them,
Right. That is upon them. Go ahead.
nor take it unto thee,
Uh-huh.
lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
And you got people that say they read the Bible every day and understand it, but they don't understand this right here.
Right.
And will take a Christmas tree into their house, or with a mistletoe and a wreath and all that stuff, and don't understand what's really behind it.
Yule log and all.
Man.
Verse 26. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house.
Right.
Lest thou be a cursed thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing.
It don't matter if it's a 10-foot Christmas tree or a little mini idol, mini
right.
joint of white man Jesus.
Right.
Anything that somebody is worshiping don't matter. Don't bring that in your house. Don't do that. It's a cursed thing.
Right.
You don't want to be cursed along with it. We read in Wisdom of Solomon. Right. The maker and the idol itself is an abomination.
Right.
The Lord going to destroy
Get
them.
destroyed, right. A lot of house fires get caused because of the tree.
My first year in the truth, man, Elder Ozaz, he showed me that joint, man. Like 3 kids and a mother died in a daggone house fire on Christmas Day, man. All right, back to Jeremiah 10, verse 5.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither
Right.
also is it in them to do good.
Now, when you read this, if you don't go to the epistle of Jeremy, you won't really understand this.
Right.
So he said, don't be afraid of them when you see people worshiping and incurring them and they got fear on them for them. But the Lord is saying, don't be afraid of them. They can't do evil. Neither can they do good. The other nations believe that they can, though.
Verse 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain, for as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee.
Right. Ain't nobody like the Lord.
Oh, he's showing their reverence, ain't he? Verse 8. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities.
So the stock is a doctrine of vanity.
vanities.
Like, white man Jesus
That's
on that
Christianity
stock.
all day right
Yep.
there.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Euphaz, the work of the workman and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing.
Royal colors. Colors is hard to get, especially back then. It's nothing now.
Right.
But back then it was. Go ahead.
They are all the work of cunning men. But the Lord is the true God.
Right.
He is the living God
The living God.
and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation.
His righteous anger when that day come. Go ahead.
Verse 11, thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens.
Yo, man, I love the way this is written, man. Yeah. He said the Lord ain't sparing them in that day. They getting destroyed. Everything that's against the Lord is getting destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 12, he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion.
Come on.
When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
That's for sure. Ain't no breath in them.
Right.
And people bow down to those things, man.
Something they created with their own hands out of something else.
And you know what's also weird? Because in Christianity, Christianity is sun worship. And then in Islam, they had that crescent moon.
Right. With the star, with like a star or something.
Yeah.
Crescent moon. Right.
So that cobblestone supposedly fell. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It supposedly fell from heaven. I don't know if it was a part of the moon or what it was supposed to be.
Right.
And they run around that thing and kiss it and be falling all out in front of it, worshiping a stock and a stone. Go ahead.
Yo. That's crazy. Now I just thought about, remember Showtime at the Apollo?
Yeah.
When the performers come out,
They were, what was that they was rubbing?
A tree. I forgot what the tree represented, but it meant something to the Apollo. But yeah, they would rub a tree.
Like good luck.
Like a stump. Yeah, it was like a tree stump. I forgot the significance of it.
I don't know, but I can imagine if it's Apollo, it has something to do with the Greeks. Yeah.
Showtime at the Apollo. Yup.
One of my books though, it was some worship, ancient worship they did with a stock and a snake or something. But I'll find out later.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting little tidbit.
Where we at?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 15. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish.
That's it. In the time of their visitation, they're going to perish. That day going to come. All idols going to be destroyed upon the face of the earth. Real quick, give me 2 Maccabees 2 and 2. Give me 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Second Maccabees, chapter 1.
Chapter 2, verse 1 and 2.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. It is also found in the records that Jeremy the prophet commanded them that were carried away to take of the fire as it hath been signified. And how that the prophet, having given them the law, charged them not to forget the commandments of the Lord, and that they should not err in their minds when they see images of silver and gold with their ornaments.
So we read in Baruch and we read in Jeremiah. Ain't nothing different. Everybody on the same page. You do need this for salvation. You do need the Apocrypha. It's giving you examples of what not to do. What to do to make the Lord. Baruch 4 real quick since we in here. Yeah, you don't need the Apocrypha for salvation.
Yeah.
4 and
it's crazy because it wasn't like it originally was a separate book.
Right.
It was a part of the Old Testament.
Yeah, it was taken out.
Right.
In the 1800s. Now, Baruch 4 and 4.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
Right. It's made known unto us. Number one, don't have no other gods before me.
Right.
All right, now, let's see which direction. I got a bunch of scriptures here. Let's see where we should go. Well, we're in Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 7.
Okay.
Nine and 10.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 9. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal?
Burn incense unto Baal. That's worship. Go ahead.
And walk after other gods whom ye know not, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations?
Right. You still. I don't think people get it. Over and over. Over and over. All the prophets are saying, stop worshiping these other gods.
Right.
Stop worshiping these idols.
Right.
Verse 17.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 17.
Hold on. Start at 15 because of the statement I made earlier. Because they went into idolatry, the Lord cast off the northern kingdom.
Right.
Should have hit that while we was in Hosea, where he said, Ephraim is attached to idols, let them alone. 15. Give me 15 first.
Okay. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 15. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Oh. Verse 16. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them.
Hold on. Give me the image. The gray image. It's real old. This is from ancient Babylon. It's a woman, and she got her foot on the back of a lion or something. Yeah, give me that image. Now read that verse from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 16. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem?
Oh, here we go.
The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
To make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, they made them cross buns. Yeah. To the Queen of Heaven. Go ahead.
And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger.
So see what they did? Now, give me, just talking about the Queen of Heaven.
Yeah.
Now give me
Oh, man.
the woman with the breast that says,
Sis.
Doesn't matter which color.
There's a lot of asses with that.
yeah, give me the golden one first.
I'm guessing, is that Ishtar? Like, who is that?
Yes, Ishtar is all the same God. It's the Queen of Heaven. Now, associated with the Queen of Heaven is fertility. So, like the original ones of the Queen of Heaven, she just got two breasts, but she got like claws for feet or something.
Yeah.
But over time, they start giving her all these breasts. That's why you have on Easter, you have an Easter egg hunt. It's all in reverence to the Queen of Heaven.
Right.
And this is ancient Semiramis. Tammuz, the little god child, and then the father's supposed to be a ray of sun.
Yeah. And impregnated.
Yeah,
Right.
miraculously impregnated her.
Right.
And then and Nimrod. All the same. That's your Christian Trinity anyway.
It reminds me of the first Total Recall.
Oh yeah. The woman with the 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Let the image stay up there. Read 18 from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindled the fire. And the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they make provoke me to anger.
Now, Jeremiah 44 and 17.
Okay.
And give me the other image, the black one. Same one. No, we'll wait. We'll wait until we go to Acts. 44 and 17.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the queen of heaven.
See, burning incense.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her,
Mm-hmm.
as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes,
And princes, that would be priests.
in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil.
So just kind of remind you of Maccabees. As long as you're doing evil, everything is working good.
Wow.
But when you serve the Lord, you're going through affliction.
As you should. As you're thinking evil thoughts. Look, and you say they had Baal on their minds in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's why they made these calves. Now, verse 18.
Good Lord. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine.
Right, so when you ain't serving Satan, things is, bad things is happening to you.
People sick, bro.
Yeah, because they want, it's something we learned from Esau, they want gratification right now instead of waiting for
Right, patience.
Yeah.
In your patience possess ye your souls.
Yes, sir. Verse 19.
Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 19. And when we burned incense to the queen of heaven, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and poured out drink offerings unto her without our men?
See? Worshiping. No, so these are actions you do when you're worshiping something
Right.
or someone.
Right.
Second Kings real quick. 2 Kings 18. This would be a good time to pull it. So we spoke about the cross earlier. Second Kings 18. Start at verse 1, man. Usually, we don't need but one verse, but have a little context.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 1. Now it came to pass, in the 3rd year of Hosea, son of Elah, king of Israel, that Hezekiah, the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign.
So Hezekiah, this is Hezekiah's reign. Hezekiah was righteous. He was a righteous king. Go ahead.
Praises. Verse 2, 25 years old was he when he began to reign. And he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was also Abi, the daughter of Zechariah. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that David his father did.
So he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. And it looks like he took him a wife of Israel. That's something else that was on Facebook this week.
Verse 4. He removed the high places and break the images.
So he removed the high places, that's places of worship.
And cut
and break the images, like it said in Deuteronomy 7.
right.
Go ahead.
And cut down the groves and break in pieces the brazen serpent that Moses had made.
Right. So that brazen serpent, the Lord told him to make that.
Right.
And so Israel, that had got bitten by the serpent, when they looked upon that graven image, they were saved. The Lord he showed them mercy and healed them. And bring that forward to the day, that damn cross. And our people have been bitten by the serpent.
Right.
And the serpent is Esau. Got you worshiping that thing. Now, the serpent on the pole is Christ. You got to believe on Christ. Go ahead.
For unto those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it, and he called it Nehushtan.
So you see why the Lord said he didn't allow them to see him? Because they would make an image and worship it.
Wow.
Show you. He's like, I know what they're going to do. If they see me, they're going to make a damn graven image and they're going to worship it. You're supposed to be worshiping me. That's what he's saying.
Good thing no Polaroids or nothing back then. If he let them see them, they'd have...
Well, if there was Polaroids back then, white people would have got hold of it and they would have made it white.
Verse 5. He trusted in the Lord God of Israel, so that after him was none like him among all the kings of Judah, nor any that were before him. For he clave to the Lord and departed not from following him, but kept his commandments, which the Lord commanded Moses.
Now give me Ezekiel 8. Give me verse 3. Okay. I'm going to try to make this short right here.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 8 and verse 3. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head. And the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me into the visions of God, to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looketh toward the north, where was the seat. You said verse 3? 8 and 3?
Read. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. And brought me in the visions of God to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looketh toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoketh to jealousy. Verse 4. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Verse 5. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry.
So they got images, right? Keep going.
Verse 6, he said, furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel committeth here, that I shall go far off from any sanctuary?
From my sanctuary. In other words, they driving me away from my sanctuary. Go ahead.
But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations.
Greater abominations. Go ahead.
And he brought me to the door of the court. And when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that they do here.
Behold the wicked abominations
so they doing
that
everything
they do.
in secret. A doorway in the hole in a wall?
Yeah, so this is a vision. So it's just showing that the vision is showing you they doing this in secret. Yeah, like you said. Go ahead.
Verse 10. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel, portrayed upon the wall round about.
Hold on. Wow. Hold this. Let's go back to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 4.
That's a new one right there.
Start at 16. And then we're going to go right back.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, that the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
So this is how you're supposed to learn, precept upon precept.
Right.
So you say that to a Christian and they'll say, well, precept means law. Okay, that's why we're going right back here to the law. Didn't Christ do that? Didn't he correct everybody by going back into the law and showing you? Go ahead.
Verse 17. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth. The likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air.
Go ahead.
The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground. The likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
Verse 19.
Verse 19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them.
Driven to worship them. Go ahead.
And serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
Okay, now back to Nehemiah. Now back to Ezekiel 8.
Where do we start?
10. Start at 10 again.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 8 and verse 10.
Oh, we're good on time.
So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all idols of the house of Israel, portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel.
The ancients of the house of Israel. They supposed to be the leaders. Go ahead.
And in the midst of them stood Jazariah. What is it? Oh, Jaazaniah. There we go. The son of Shaphan. With every man his censer.
That they sending up
in his hand.
They sending up smoke, smells.
And a thick cloud of incense went up.
See, incense, burning incense. Go ahead.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? For they say, the Lord seeth us not. The Lord hath forsaken the earth.
Come on.
Damn. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
Women weeping for Tammuz.
Then
all of this, man, it's just
recycled.
It's just recycled idolatry. Now I got a couple of books. No, that's not one. But I got two books on the ancient idols. You know, like Semiramis, Tammuz, and Nimrod. And in every culture, it's the same thing. They just have different names. It's like you said, it's recycled. It's spread to everybody. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord.
Give me the Pope. Go ahead.
Between the porch and the altar were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east. And they worshipped the sun toward the east.
There you go. Damn. Now, why they walk around with that? You got it up there?
Mix of the Pope and the little sun
Yeah. Why they walk around with the sun? Man, and but people think that they walking in truth.
Right in plain sight too.
Right. Who had beguiled you?
People ignorant to it.
They worshiping the damn sun.
Wow. Facing.
Why you going to church on Sunday?
Sunday. S-U-N.
Right. They haven't figured that out.
Right. S-U-N day. Sunday.
Yeah, you can drop that madness. You're sick. Now, we can drop Ezekiel too.
Okay.
I want to save. Let's go to Daniel 3. Give me. I just don't want to be long. Give me, okay, Daniel 3, start at 10.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 10.
If you've seen, last year we did a Christmas video and we just, put it at Christmas time. We put it up again for people to see where we go more into detail in this. So just this is Daniel dealing with that huge. It wasn't called a Christmas tree, but the huge 60-foot idol.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 10. Thou, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image.
See, so you're supposed to fall down and worship the image. Give me verse 1, just to back up what I was saying, y'all.
Gotcha. The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits.
So that's 60. That's 60 cubits, which a cubit I think is like 1.3. So this image was, I don't know, 70 something. We could look it up, but we don't have time. A minimum 70 something feet.
Wow.
I believe. 60 cubits. Now back to verse 11.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 11. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Right. He should be cast into the furnace. So this image, just like in Rockefeller Plaza, they'll take a 60 to 70 foot Christmas tree. They call it a Christmas tree. It's the same old thing. It's just a big idol, a big wooden idol. And then they put silver and gold all on it and lights and light it up.
Right.
Verse 12.
Verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Right. They don't worship it. Now, of course, the king was mad. Now, drop down to verse. Pick back up at 16.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hands, O king.
Right, go ahead.
But if not, be it known unto thee, O king.
So if the Lord is willing, he will save us. But if not, if he don't save us, go ahead.
That we will not serve thy gods.
So it don't matter either way, we ain't serving your God. Whether he save us or not, we ain't serving your God, like we read in Maccabean week. Eleazar, he thought about it. He was like, "Oh no, the hell with this! I don't live righteous all my life, and you want to just extend me a few years to go into make my people sin? The hell with you! No." Go ahead.
Nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So not gonna bow down to it, not gonna worship it. And it's crazy bowing down. Why they make you put a gift under the Christmas tree?
Gotta bow down to do it. So.
Yeah. Sneaky. Sneaky. Even when you go to get your gift, you bow down to the tree, man.
Yep.
Gotta use wisdom.
Usually the children all on their knees.
And the parents too. Everybody.
That's slick as hell. It's play soccer with it. You know what I'm saying? Dribble that joint off from the tree.
Everybody bending over in front of the tree except Santa Claus. He over there eating milk and cookies and committing adultery with mama.
You ain't lying. Oh, mommy kissing Santa Claus. Oh, snap.
You know that was his daddy.
Right.
Jackson 5 Jan. All right, go ahead.
Joe would have beat the hell out of Santa at that time. Joe ain't play that, boy.
Joe would be anybody.
You ain't lying. Michael. The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 19. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
Jump down to 26.
Verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God.
You servants. They know you servants of the Most High God. Go ahead.
Come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth out of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power.
Hey, it's going to happen again.
Right.
Go ahead.
Nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
It's going to happen again.
Right.
Come on.
Right. And similar to future prophecy, right? Verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own God.
See that? See that? Because they refuse to worship any other God. Give me verse 30.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 30. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
See, that was their reward.
Right. We know the promotion only comes from the Most High.
Yeah, not just being saved,
Right.
but being given a high position in that kingdom.
Right.
Now, let's try to find Bel and the Dragon.
Oh, that's in the Apocrypha.
Yep. In the so-called Apocrypha.
Right.
That's not authoritative.
Right. Apocrypha, a.k.a. the Old Testament. There we go. Right after the history of Susanna.
I don't have nothing highlighted in here. That's weird. Give me verse... Start at 3.
You boy Habakkuk up in here, right?
Yeah, he in here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was authoritative. Don't they got a book in the Old Testament called Habakkuk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same Habakkuk.
Okay.
He was one of those left behind in Jerusalem.
Right. Where you want me to go?
Verse 3. Start at verse 3.
Okay. The book of Bel and the Dragon. Starting at verse 3. Now, the Babylonians had an idol, called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, and 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine. And the king worshipped it, and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God. And the king said unto him, why dost not thou worship Baal? Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God, who hath created the heaven and the earth, and hath sovereignty over all flesh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, that just let me explain it to y'all. Why I said, oh my goodness. So you can try to understand how I feel. So the Christians have this saying that God is sovereign. He's a sovereign God. Why do you keep saying that? He's the creator. Why do you got to keep saying he's sovereign? It don't make sense to me.
Maybe because he said, he's alone. There's no other God.
I mean, look, there was a brother that used to be with us, and he was always reminding people that he was a man. Why you got to keep reminding people you're a man? Mm-hmm. It's like, why they keep saying God is sovereign? Why you got to keep saying that? You got trouble with belief? Y'all always hollering about faith? You got faith? You saved by grace through faith. But you got to keep saying God is sovereign? Everything he say he going to do, he do.
Right.
You don't make no, man, I'm thinking weird. It's just a weird spirit. Spirit of Satan, I believe. I know it. It's the spirit of Satan. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth? There we go. Eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived. For this is but clay within and brass without.
You can say, like, come on, man.
Right.
You know, bro. You know this thing ain't real. It's not eating and drinking.
He just told you he basically straight living a lie.
Right. Go ahead.
And did never eat or drink anything. So the king was wroth.
He mad. Like, bro, this man just told you the truth. You know damn well, man, that thing can't eat and drink.
Right.
And you sending all this stuff to it. That's why Daniel smiled like, man, come on, man. Be real. Go
and
ahead.
Called for his priests and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die.
Man, you know he like, you know Daniel like, saying to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man, he tripping. He got to know that they eating the food, man. Come on, man.
Right.
And then, okay, King, that's why he smiled.
Wow.
Go ahead.
But if ye can certify me that Baal devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. For he
if you can prove that Baal is eating and drinking these offerings, then Daniel gonna die. Go ahead.
For he hath spoken blasphemy against Baal.
Go ahead.
And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. Mm-hmm. Now the priest of Baal.
In other words, he's like, okay, let it be so.
Right.
So let it be written, so let it be done. Go ahead.
Now the priests of Baal were 70,
70,
beside their wives and children.
Mm-hmm.
And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal.
Right, go ahead.
So Baal's priests said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast, and seal it with thine own signet.
Right, so your meat offering, your drink offering, lock the door and put your seal on it.
And tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal hath eaten up all, we will suffer death. Or else Daniel, that speaketh falsely against us.
Yeah, it's funny. Why ain't the king, if Baal is eating all this stuff,
Why is not the king allowed to see him do so?
no, well, how come there's no droppings left behind?
Ooh, okay.
Go
He's
ahead.
supposed to be a god, though. We gonna poop everywhere?
Why he need to eat? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, man. And verse 13. And they little regarded it. For under the table they had made a privy entrance, a secret entrance. Ain't that something?
Go ahead.
Whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things.
Man, they was eating good. They was eating them sacrifices and the wine and everything.
So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those that strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone.
Jump down to 19, man, for the sake of time.
Verse 19, then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement and mark well whose footsteps are these.
Yeah, whose footsteps are these?
Daniel clever, right?
He laughed like, okay, got him.
And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And then the king was angry and took the priests with their wives and children, who showed him the privy doors, when they came in, and consumed such things as were upon the table. Therefore the king slew them and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple.
Right. Oh, you can drop that, man. See? Oh, my goodness. Milk and cookies. Yeah.
Your milk and cookies. That's crazy, bro. So that lets you know right there, Santa ain't real neither. Just like he said, that's your milk and cookies. Daddy up in that joint eating the milk and drinking the milk and eating the cookies. Not Santa.
I think Stan want a steak tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Santa a little hungry tonight.
Hey, let's go back to Baruch 6, the epistle of Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all got to read this on your own. You're going to find it comical. Like Baruch 6 and Bell and the Dragon. You're going to find this stuff comical. Right. Pick back up. Pick back up at 23. Let's try to move through this real quick.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6 and verse 23. By this ye may know that there are no gods. Therefore fear them not. Notwithstanding the gold that is about them, to make them beautiful, except they wipe off the rust, they will not shine. For neither when they were molten did they feel it.
Yo, if you don't wipe the rust off these idols, they won't shine.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 25. The things wherein there is no breath are bought for a most high price.
Right, they're expensive. Go ahead.
They are borne upon shoulders, have no feet, whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worth.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 27. They also that serve them are ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
For if they fall...
Now, hey, there's a video circulating on YouTube and Facebook where they carrying white man Jesus and he fall off and everybody be screaming. Go ahead.
For if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves.
Right.
Neither, if one set them upright, they can they move of themselves?
It's
Neither.
so funny, man.
If they be bowed down, can they make themselves straight? But they set gifts before them as unto dead men. As for the things that are sacrificed unto them, their priests sold and abused. In like manner, their wives laid up part thereof in salt.
I mean, they take them home and keep them.
But unto the poor and impotent, they give nothing of it. Mistress woman and women in childbed eat their sacrifices. By these things ye may know that they are no gods.
Right,
Fear them
because
not.
they're unclean. They ain't supposed to partake of that stuff. Now, the wife of a priest, when she's clean, the daughter of a priest, when she's clean, they can partake, they can eat of those offerings that he can eat of. Go ahead.
Verse 30. For how can they be called gods? Because women set meat before the gods of silver, gold, and wood. And
right. In other words, they doing offerings. Where in Israel, only the priest can do the offerings. You give the offering, and then they do that service.
Verse 31. And the priests sit in their temples, having their clothes rent, and their heads and beards shaven, and nothing upon their heads. They roar and cry before their gods, as men do at the feast when one is dead. The priests also take off their garments and clothe their wives and children.
I didn't want to read this much, but we got to, man. You see the relevance? Because we're dealing with idolatry. It's not just, like I got a picture right there on the wall. That's not idolatry.
Right.
But go ahead. All of this stuff is included.
Verse 34. Whether it be evil that one doeth unto them, or good, they are not able to recompense it.
Right. They can't do nothing about it. You do evil to the Lord, you're getting punished.
Right.
The living God. Go ahead.
They can neither set up a king nor put him down.
Like the Lord does.
Right.
Like he told Daniel.
Verse 35. In like manner, they can neither give riches nor money, though a man make a vow unto them, and keep it not. They will not require it.
Come on.
They can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in his distress.
Remember in Jeremiah? Where your God's at? Let him save you.
Right.
Go ahead.
They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless.
And what's that? That's a law. That's in Exodus 22 or 23. I think it's Exodus 22. Yeah, it's Exodus 22. 17 down. Go ahead.
Verse 39. Their gods of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewn out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded.
Go ahead.
Verse 40. How should a man then think and say that they are gods, when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them?
Go ahead.
Who, if they shall see one dumb that cannot speak, they bring him and entreat Baal that he may speak as though he were able to understand.
See that? Why he mentioning Baal? This is Baruch, who was with Jeremiah. And Daniel, it was Daniel that was speaking with Nebuchadnezzar about Baal, to show that Baal, in other words, Baal was trash. That's how we would say it today. The whole thing is trash. Right. You can drop that.
Okay.
Now, that leaves 1 Kings, because we're gonna end it with Acts. 1 Kings. Hold on. Because we barely touched these images. The scripture's been so strong. Oh. Don't let me forget 1 Maccabees 3 and 4 to 8. So let's go to 1 Kings, and then we're going to go to Acts. Try to wrap this up in 2 hours.
1 Kings.
12. To your boy.
Yo. Is it Rehoboam? Rehoboam.
1 Kings 12 and Jeroboam. Start at 26 so they know it's who we're talking about here.
12 and 26.
Yeah, 12 and 26.
Okay. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and verse 26. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David.
Come on.
If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord.
Right, so if they go like they usually go to Jerusalem 3 times a year to send up offerings and sacrifice, then they're going to think, and they're going to be like, we got to return to the Lord.
Even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold.
2 calves of gold. Put that calf back up there, man. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold. Remember I said what Paul said, to these idols which you were led. Go ahead.
And said unto them, it is too much for you to go up.
It's too much of a burden for you to go to Jerusalem.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Behold thy gods, O Israel.
That's the title of the class. Behold thy gods. They were he put them in idolatry. Go ahead.
Which brought thee up, out of the land of Egypt.
Yes. Think about that.
Damn. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin. For the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan.
Right. Now, jump down to 32.
Verse 32. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah.
Tabernacles. Why everybody pattern everything after tabernacles?
Right. But you know, that was kind of that's kind of spiritual though.
Oh, that's
because the Lord was trying them when we were in the wilderness.
Well, oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you had righteous brothers like Tobit.
Yeah.
That ignored this and snuck back to Jerusalem to keep them feast days.
You know, you reading the book of Numbers, boy.
But this is wicked as hell.
Right.
He gonna make a feast for these calves
out of one of the holiest times of the year.
And what you do at feast? You send up all those offerings and stuff that we went and looked at in Leviticus chapter 23.
Right.
Go ahead.
And he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made.
Come on.
So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised of his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel. And he offered upon the altar and burnt incense.
Wicked as hell. You should see the look on Jeremiah's face right now.
Wicked.
That's wicked as hell. Get that dumb golden calf off there, man.
When you say holy cow. Wow.
All right. Now, Acts chapter 19.
That got to be where that saying came from.
I'm pretty sure.
Dang.
Hey, there's nothing new under the sun.
Well, Jeremiah clever, ain't he, man? Jeremiah's a holy cow.
Well, you know, Jeremiah be saying stuff like that all the time.
Oh,
holy cow, my prophet pals.
Yeah. My Bible buddies. Where we going to?
Man.
Come on, preset partners.
Let me double check. Yep, there it is.
What you got?
Acts. Well, we'll go to 19 first. Let's go to Acts 19 first.
Okay.
Give me verse 17. We're going to jump around a little bit just to show y'all.
The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 17.
They worshiping the same daggone gods. Give me that black one now. Oh, man.
The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks, also dwelling at Ephesus.
Right. So this is talking about your Jews or Israelites that was Greek citizens or spake the Greek language or was raised up as a Greek in their customs.
Right.
This was known to all the Jews and Greeks, also dwelling. See, it said dwelling at Ephesus. Go ahead.
And fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord Jesus was magnified.
Right now, 24.
Verse 24. For a certain man named Demetrius, A silversmith,
Silversmith,
which made silver shrines for Diana,
Silver shrines for Diana, idols. Go ahead.
brought no small gain unto the craftsman.
So you got the picture up? This is Artemis or Princess Diana. That's what this is. This same daggone god. The goddess of fertility.
Made them look like the same people. Look like us.
Now jump down 26.
The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 26. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods, which are made with hands.
Now what people is he persuading? Because you only see him at the synagogue and in places where Israelites
Where
are.
the Israelites dwell, right.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught.
Because if people stop worshiping idols like they ain't not supposed to worship,
Right.
then they're going to lose their business. Go ahead.
But also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship. You know that world talking about Israel.
No. I mean, it's this the known world,
Okay.
but they don't want Israel involved in that. You'll see when we go to Acts 17. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 28. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians.
That ain't nobody but Ashtaroth and Semiramis, whatever names you want to call her, Artemis,
Right.
whatever. Now, jump down to 34. Pick up there.
The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 34. But when they knew that he was a Jew, all with one voice about the space of 2 hours cried out, Great is Diana of the Ephesians.
Now, why? They realized he was a Jew. Because they know they ain't with that idol worship, man.
Right.
So they mocking him. No. Great is Diana. Go ahead.
Verse
And
30.
I hope don't nobody take that little clip that right there, Great is Diana, and try to say something evil.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Verse 35. And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, Ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of the Ephesians is a worshipper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter?
So they done mixed ancient Semiramis, they done mixed that with the Greek gods, or made it a Greek god, with Zeus and them falling out of heaven. That's it right here.
Okay.
The same old worship throughout the ages. What is it today? Give me Mary, man. How many of them is there?
3. I got one with the priest and the boys.
Yeah, put that.
I got the one with all the candles around it. And another one where it's like a brass statue with candles.
That first one, that's a little Edomite baby. Or a toddler or something. Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a baby with a little crown.
Yeah, give me the next one with all the candles.
Well, it looked like they like in a statue.
It's dark in that gent.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, she up in the corner. Look at that. This ain't nothing but worshiping Diana. The goddess of fertility. Because they call her the mother of our Lord. The mother of God. And why they got little babies around? I'm telling you, it's Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz all over again. And they got everybody deceived. Look at that. Why you got the candles there? See? This stuff. And these pastors just are fighting for this. Now give me the other one where she's near the wall. Look at that. Ain't nothing but Princess Diana, man. Now, yeah.
I wonder.
Hmm?
You made me think about, Princess Diana. What was Wales?
Oh,
They worshipped her.
pretty much.
Yeah.
She was, their royalty.
Yeah. They worshipped her.
True.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they
the
still
world
be
was
talking about
devastated. Right.
I'm sure you had black folks crying over that.
Right. I'm wondering, did they hold her up to that standard?
I wouldn't say that standard, but
Being
close.
She was royalty.
But yeah, because of royalty, like they keep talking, they was talking about the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And she represents, being that queen, she represents the Christian church.
Mm.
Man, they ain't have that stuff. So you put up their last one?
The one where she's by the wall.
Yeah, and they got they burning the candles before her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a damn shrine.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing. It's the same old thing. Diana of the Ephesians, or whatever you want to call her. Different names, dealing with different nations. It was Greek here because it's saying she fell down from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's their belief in the gods, Zeus and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Acts 17. And start at 16.
The book of Acts.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm in 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Start at 15. You mean 15, 16, and 17.
The book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 15. And they that conducted Paul brought him unto Athens, and receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus, for to come to him with all speed, they departed.
Right, so he's in Athens. Athens is the capital of Greece. There's idols all over the place, just like Rome.
Right.
Wherever they at, them folks, it's mass idols.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
Right, the whole city is given to idolaters, idols everywhere. Go ahead.
Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews.
Now, why did he dispute with them in the synagogue with the Jews? Why he didn't go to the temple of Jupiter? Jupiter Olympus, or what's that? What they call? I forget what they call that thing that sit on the big hill. We'll hit on that again one day. About Mars Hill, and I forget what they call that thing. But it's idolatry over the city. Why didn't he go and argue with the ethnic Greeks? Because he ain't for them. He ain't dealing with them.
Right.
Read it from the top. 17 from the top.
The book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 17. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him.
Now, you know what? There's a couple of brothers. I watch a dude named the Traveler. He's out of Africa, and he travels all over the place. And he's in Islam, though. Mm-hmm. And, he in Afghanistan or something right now. But he be going all over the place and talking with people, and he be running into our people all over the place. Then you got another guy. You got these two guys from South America, and they be trying to speak with people that speak rare languages. They be running across our people in these remote places. Mm-hmm. And then there's a dude named Ace. He be going around looking for our people. Then there's another guy named Marwa. And he be going around looking for our people. They be going all over the place looking for our people. Then you got one, the visual poet. He goes around everywhere looking for our people. This is how I know about the CDs and how you got our people that was bought from Africa, and some of them was in these communities, and there's one gem, man, it just blew my mind. The dude looked straight Mexican. The Edomite is talking to him. They go to his house, and on the wall is his granddaddy, and he looked like you without gray hair. Wow. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
He's a good-looking guy, man.
Hey, man, but that's why I don't say, no, you ain't Israel. Right. If you trace your lineage back to Europe, I may say, okay, yeah, you Esau.
You can pull up your family crest.
Right. Look, we can go all the way back to when my people ruled in Frank. Oh, you're a Frank. Yeah, y'all Edomites.
Right.
Right. So, therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons and all in the market daily with them that met him. It's idolatry everywhere. So you see, it's not, idolatry is not just a simple little picture.
Right.
It's way more to it than that. Right. So give me that last one. Give me First Maccabees 3:48, and you give me the prisoner Caesar Borgia and all them candles. Yeah. How come his face don't look burnt? You know, they try to say that the dark paintings, see, they were burning candles, or there was a fire in the church.
It looked quite pasty.
Yeah, just like the background.
Look at the dead hair.
First Maccabees 3:48.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law,
The Bible.
wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Of their image. So we had images. We weren't supposed to bow down and worship them and burn incense to them and send up sacrifices and drink offerings and all that stuff. We ain't supposed to do that. Yeah, we ain't supposed to do that. So, 1 Corinthians 13. That's been our class. Behold thy gods, O Israel. Really, it was just something to get people's attention to come and look at the class. I want to talk about idolatry. What real idolatry is. Verse 12.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly,
Right.
but then face to face.
Right. When Christ come back, everything is going to be exposed.
Right.
Everything. Go ahead.
Now I know in part, but then shall I even as also I am known.
Right. Verse 13.
Verse 13. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity.
The greatest of these is charity. One of these days, I'm gonna remember to put up the what do you call it, so people can make donations.
Oh, CASHAPP.
Yeah, put up our cash app. Remind me next week. Make sure I got that up there so they can see it. So that's been our class, y'all. Now you understand what idolatry is. You can make a person an idol.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can make a person an idol.
Heck, they got a show called American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, remember, I don't know. I remember watching years ago, and there was a guy he was a young dude from India. And I remember it was just like a 12-year-old Edomite girl. And when he was out there singing, she had tears running down her face, and she's just crying and screaming. That's idolatry, yo.
Man, you ever seen any of Michael Jackson's concerts?
Concerts?
Oh, yeah.
What? Oh, Michael. Man, grown men falling on crying, bro.
Yo, that's crazy.
Sure.
That's crazy. And then they had the nerve. the Jewish folks have the nerve to be calling us, saying we're worshiping an idol, talking about Christ.
Right.
Keep that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they worshiping them little side locks.
Little Shirley Temple curls.
So annoying.
Right.
Anyway, we hope y'all have a blessed and restful, peaceful Sabbath day, and we hope you learn more about the God of Israel. Blessed be He. I'm Brother Jacob, and to my left,
I'm Brother Joab.
and on the computer, a.k.a. the Wheels of Steel, we got Brother Jeremiah Yisrael. Then we say, Shalom.